Hello, this is Bitcoin Sofia, and today I'm going to record my participation in the Bitcoin Hackathon created by the Bitcoin Association. I am in the lobby of a hotel, that's why there is so much noise around. Sorry, I was holding the microphone too close. I think I was. So I'm in the lobby of a hotel. I only have a few hours available. I will be flying to Manila, to the Philippines, right after this day, right in the evening, and I'm really short on time. Really short on time. Luckily, I'm going to be demonstrating pipe cache. And with pipe cache, you don't really need a lot of time to create great solutions. Let me just remove this. So, first, demonstration that I am indeed starting at the right time. This is not recorded. I am showing you that the theme, the topic of the hackathon is already announced. I'm starting on time. So, according to the rules. And what I'm going to do, obviously I have only a few hours, so I cannot create something really complicated. I cannot create something proper. Instead, I'm going to be submitting a JSON file, a single JSON file, and probably a few scripts that will run the JSON file properly. Nothing complicated. The more important part is this video. I'm going to be demonstrating how I create this JSON file, and I'm also going to be demonstrating how you can use it, what it does, what is possible with it. And the great part is that it doesn't have to be this JSON file. It can be any configuration of pipe cache that you decide. Okay, so this is the website of the pipe cache organization. Pipe cache is a project I have been working for more than half a year now. I tried to gather some attention about it during the last event, during the last CoinGeek Week in London. I was even wearing some t-shirts with printed logos, and at that time the logo was actually different. Anyway, so now I'm releasing pipe cache, and obviously I'm not participating with the pipe cache itself in the hackathon because that would be cheating. I'm only participating with the JSON file. That JSON file is not gonna win me for first place. I'm not gonna win the hackathon. It's impossible. In fact, it's more probable that I'll get disqualified. And that is fine. I'm perfectly fine with disqualification. My intent is not to win the hackathon. It's not to win this 250 bitcoins for the first place. My intent is to do the best elevator pitch possible. So elevator pitch, for people who don't know, is when you're in an elevator with somebody really rich and you try to explain your business idea and to get them hooked, to get them interested so they can invest in your business. And you only have 5 minutes, and the idea is that until the elevator stops moving, you have to be finished with the explanation, and you have to have hooked their interest, you have to have their attention. Well, guess what? I have much more than 5 minutes. I have much more. Why? Because I'm in a competition, and all the judges are exactly the people I would want to impress in an elevator. However, imagine that the elevator is stuck and they cannot go anywhere for an hour. This is my situation. This was way too good to miss. I didn't want to skip this chance. So, I will be demonstrating my product. I will create something right now just so that I can technically be a participant in the hackathon, because if I am technically a participant in the hackathon, then they'll have to watch this video. No choice at all. So that is my idea. I wanted to say that from the start, so that I would let everyone know I don't intend to win this competition. I'm not here for the prize. I'm here for something bigger, which is the investment opportunity. Okay, so let's start with the website. This is the Pipe Cache organization. and that's not important actually, that's just a call to action button. So Pipecache is an automation framework. It will automate a lot of things, and let me just zoom out a bit. Yes, I'll need to zoom out because my laptop is with terrible resolution. So Pipecache is an automation framework, and it will provide a bunch of services. The Pipecache organization will provide a bunch of services, of which many are still under development, under construction. However, what I'm going to be showing is this, the powerful tools. I only have one tool for now. I'm planning to write more. I already published a few tutorials. I published a forum, which is still empty, but that doesn't matter. Let's move on. So what matters is this, the Pipecache designer. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it to create a program. So I'm already logged in here. I'm not going to show you the login form, that's boring. Instead, let's create a new scenario. Pipecache designer is a designer for a JSON file, and the JSON file is called a scenario, which is basically a program. So the topic of this hackathon is the onboarding problem. Onboarding of both users and developers. And I'm not going to do anything for onboarding developers with the current scenario, with the current automation scenario, because the Pipecache designer itself is doing more than enough to onboard developers. You will see. However, I'm going to show you how to use Pipecache in order to onboard users. And I cannot do all the features that I have in my mind, because some of them would require me to extend Pipecache, to make some additions to it. And these additions, I simply don't have the time for them. I'm in a lobby of a hotel. Actually, let me just show you. I'm gonna take the camera and walk around. Yeah, that's where I am. Am I still visible? Let's just check if yes, everything is fine. Okay, so the new scenario, I'll just call it onboarding. And I can leave the description blank. I don't care about the description. Create. Okay, we enter the scenario. I just clicked on it, and it's pretty empty. It just tells me, please add an agent or a wallet. Well, in our case, we are probably going to need a wallet, so let's just add one BitSV wallet. And immediately I start seeing a diagram. Okay, how am I gonna onboard people? At the moment, I have automation tasks that handle Twitter, a lot of Twitter stuff, some stuff that handles wallet, that handles files. I have RSS trackers, I have emails, so I can track emails and send emails. I can do op returns of different types. They're all cool, but that's not important right now. So instead, let's focus on the Twitter stuff. Okay, so first I'm going to track for new tweets. However, I only want new tweets from my from people whom I follow. I don't want new tweets from everybody. Both are possible with Pipecache, but for this specific scenario, I want people whom I follow. So that the idea is I'm gonna make a bot that tracks for a specific. Actually, I'm gonna make everybody. Why not? So, stream listener, Twitter stream listener. This thing will simply listen to the whole Twitter stream, match specific search criteria, and create events for what's happening, for the tweets that match the criteria. I will probably need to zoom in a bit. Yes. So it's pretty ugly for now, however it's fully functional. So we have an error already, which is that there is no entry point to this agent. So the code will never get executed. So let's create an entry point. We can either add a control link or a schedule. Control links are something I'll explain later. We add a schedule. Let's say every 5 minutes. No, I want it quicker so that I can easily test it. Every 1 minute. So what does that mean? Let me first save it. Save. It means that every 1 minute it's going to create events for every single tweet it received during that minute, which match this search criteria. So let's change the search criteria. This is a list of tags. So I'm gonna change it to a hashtag, a single hashtag. Actually, maybe not a single, because I want to handle multiple cases. This is something I can update later to make it case irrelevant, but for now I want to handle multiple cases. So I would write something like hashtag give me BSV. Okay, so just in case, I'm going to add this with lowercase as well, because at the moment it doesn't differentiate between cases, as I said. Okay, let's save again. Wonderful, we already have something that does something. Next, let's actually so this one we will publish. Let's look what it will do. If I click here, the documentation updates, and the documentation states that the output event of this agent is going to look like a collection of tweets. So it's going to return a collection. I want to handle each tweet separately, so which means a collection doesn't really work for me. A collection is good if you want to do some statistics, but in my case I want to handle each one separately. So let's do a for each. I add a for each. Okay, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna explain everything because there are other videos for that, and because I don't have time. Really, I don't have any time. Now let's go to the links and create a link. You'll see what links are. So we have the for each and we have the stream listener. We either can create event links, control links, or wallet links. We don't need a wallet link for the for each because it doesn't use a wallet. Event links are links that carry events with them. This is what we'll create. Basically, any link that carries arbitrary data, we can use that. So I just click add. I just want to check. I am recording. Good. I'm a bit paranoid right now. The link is created. We can see that on the chart already. Actually, let me enlarge the chart a bit. So the link is created. It simply passes the event over. However, our agent doesn't yet know how to handle this event. So we must go first here. Look at the documentation. What event is being produced? It's a dictionary that has a single field called tweets. Events are always dictionaries. So let's go to the for each, and this is a template. Templates are basically just Python code. So in this place I'm gonna paste the tweets, which simply means take the array and put it in the list field of the options, and this will produce a for each for this array of tweets, meaning that the tweets will be separated into separate events. That's what I wanted. Okay, next let's handle each of the tweets. So what are we looking for? Since the Twitter tag is gimme BSV, we're looking for hand cache handles. For now it's only hand cache. Later it can be relay X as well. It can be Bitcoin addresses. It can be very flexible. So let's just create regex filter. What we're gonna do is filter events based on whether or not they have certain regex field inside them. And I'm clicking add. Actually, before we continue, in the for each I want to turn off the propagation of the origin event. This means that the event from the stream listener should not be propagated, only the tweet will be propagated. Save. So this is just some filtering. I don't want all the data, I don't want so many copying of data. So we created the regex filter. The regex filter is preloaded with some options which let's see if they work for us. So it works for text, and it applies this regex filter on it, and what it will publish is a list of the matches and the text itself. So once again, we don't need to propagate the origin event. We don't need the full tweet data we only need the whatever is parsed. So I'm gonna save. So let's go to the for each and see how the tweets are gonna look like in the output. It's going to be every event is going to be a dictionary containing item and the value of the item, and then index in the collection that it received, and the index. We only care about the item. So when we go in the regex filter, this will be item dot something, or item actually it's not dot because it's a dictionary, so item like this, and in here I have to enter the text. And let's see what is the property for the text. I mean the stream listener, again documentation. This is how a tweet looks like. The tweet is also a dictionary, and it has a field called text. So let's copy this one as well. So it has some other stuff. You can use the other fields in different situations. In this case we need the text only. So I'm gonna copy this, I'm going to the regex filter, and I'm gonna say from the item, which is the tweet, take the text and apply this regex. I'm not gonna change this. This is the standard regex for hand cache handles. Actually, I'm not sure if hand cache handles have if it's permitted to use underscores there. If it is, then let's just add one underscore just in case. So I'm assuming you know how regexes work, so I'm not gonna explain that. Let's save. Okay, great. So we have this regex filter configured, but on the diagram it is separate. We need to connect it. So let's go back to the links, and I'm going to say, once again, I think this is an event link because it's carrying arbitrary data. If it is something that only has specific configurations, something that does a task based on configurations and not on data coming from another event, then it can be a control link and not an event link. In this case, it's an event link. So let's link the for each to the regex filter. Link. Okay, the diagram is looking better now. We already see some results. However, that's not enough. In the regex filter, we see that it returns a list once again. So we need another for each. Let's add one more for each. Add. Okay. By the way, this is designer.pipecache.org. This is the same website that everybody else will use. It's already public. You can go and use it. You can make automation from here. You can design the automation. Okay, so the event that the regex filter will provide is has this property, regex matches this, which is a list. So I'm just going to go to the other for each, and I don't know which for each I need. So This is getting problematic. I need to rename them. So this is going to be for each handle. By the way, notice that I'm holding the microphone. I'm creating automation with one hand on a laptop in a hotel lobby, and it's still gonna work. That's how cool Pipecache is. So I'm renaming this, I'm saving. Then let's rename the other one as well, simply to have some clarity on what is what. So for each tweet, save. Okay. So let's go to the for each handle, and we are already dealing with handles. I just need to fill in what the list is. Paste. Yes, so this is it. I'm just saying, now create an event where each item will be the actual handle. And I'm gonna save this as well. I'm not sure if I already did save it. Save. Okay. Next we need a link. We need to connect the two these two agents. So I'm going to create link to for each handle from the regex filter, and now this finds every tweet that contains. Did I create it? No, I clicked something wrong. Okay, so let's see what I clicked wrong. So I made okay, so apparently I named them wrongly. This is the for each tweet and this is the for each handle. Let's see. That's what happens when I'm in a hurry. So the for each handle is handling handles, okay, and the for each tweet is not handling anything, which means that I didn't save. So let's go back. The regex filter is handling items from the for each tweet. However, the for each tweet is not handling the tweets. That's easy to fix, so let's just fix it real quick. I'm just gonna do like this. This is why it's important to name your agents. When you have two agents that have the same type, it's easy to make a mistake. That's why it's important to name them. Paste. So now that I save, it will actually start to look better. So let's go to the links and fix these links. First, the link from Twitter needs to be to the for each tweet, not to the for each handle. Save. Now the diagram looks different. Then from for each tweet, do we have that? No, we don't. Okay. So for each handle, this one, we need to change the source to the for each tweet instead. And now the diagram is gonna start looking better. Yes, now it's a straight line. And something important, it doesn't have to be a straight line. It's actually designed to be multiple trees, meaning that over here, for example, I can create a completely separate regex filter. Actually, let's just do that. Why am I explaining when I can show? Show is always better than explaining. So let's go over here. Obviously it's not gonna work properly yet because I simply don't have a lot of time, but let's just try it out. Or maybe I'll make it work. I mean, why not? There are easy to find regexes for Bitcoin addresses, so my idea is to add another regex matcher. Regex filter. Add. It will get a bit complicated with the for eaches, but so what? So regex filter, and just a moment. and I need to name them because there is already a collision with what is what. So this will be regex filter for handle. Let's save it, and the other will be regex filter for Bitcoin address. And when I'm done, I'm going to submit this image as well, this diagram with what is what, how does it work, how is everything connected. So let's rename this one as well. This is gonna be B address. Address. Okay. Save. And now we need to connect this regex filter for handle. What? Did I swap them again? Yes, I totally did. I'm careless, I'm in a hurry. Handle. Okay, so this is gonna be the regex filter for the handle. Let's click save. And this one, which still doesn't have any configurations and any custom configurations, I'm simply gonna set it to regex filter B address. Just leave it. Sorry about that. Let's save. Okay, let's check how it looks now. We have for each tweet, find the handles, and for each handle. Then we have for each B address. So let's find regex for Bitcoin address. This one seems to work. This means anything that starts with 1 or 3. We technically don't need the 3 because that's SegWit. And this is the end of what's this word, or I'll just put it in a tester to verify that it's right. So I'm just gonna copy this. Because if this was the end of the string, then I don't want it like this. Paste. So this one matches end, but end. Okay, I don't want this. I definitely don't want this. This one matches. Also, I don't want this either. So I just want this part, which is basically 25 to 34 characters of this. Which is base 58, and something that starts with 1 or 3. That's my regex. Actually, let's delete the 3. We don't need SegWit. No need to send to SegWit addresses. That's gonna be, and since it's only one line, let's do it like this. This one matches 1 literally. Okay, so copy. I don't need the videos of myself. Let's go back to the designer. So for each regex B address, let's add the regex. This one I think was for the beginning of. Okay, yes, I think it needs to be a beginning of word. So let's do it this way. Paste. And just in case, I'm going to check it. This will be a copy, and let's put it here to see if this was really what I think it meant. No? Okay, it doesn't need to be escaped in here, but it needs to be escaped in the string. because this is a JSON string, which means that obviously it will match differently. So what is this? No, I don't want it like this. Okay, this, we don't need the swashes. Swashes were for the S. Swashes were for the dollar sign in the handle matching. We don't need them here. So instead we need just that. This is good enough regex filter for us. So let's just save this regex filter before we lose it. Done. Let's go back to regex filter b address, and we need exactly the same thing. We're filtering the whole tweet looking for Bitcoin address. Okay, does it look right? I think it looks right. Okay, now just to check if I saved it right. Yes. Now this should find Bitcoin addresses, and the other one should find handles. So next, let's make a link. Let's connect them. Now obviously I need to scroll a lot, but that's only because my monitor is really small. If you're on a normal computer, this will look much better. So we need a link from for each tweet to regex filter Bitcoin address. So let's select the target, the Bitcoin address filter, and let's select for each tweet add. And let's see how it looks now. We have split here, and the great thing is that eventually this and this are gonna merge together, because they'll be doing the same task at the end. However, before they merge together, we need to convert the handles to Bitcoin addresses. What's that? Another announcement? Something verification. Just a moment. GitHub. Yes, of course, I'll publish everything to GitHub. Other than that video, the video will be in YouTube, and I'll link it in the GitHub README file. Okay, so for each handle, let's create another agent that handles this connection, this conversion. So we go to the items. We have links and items, and we're going to add we're going to add what was the name? Handcache something. I really need to improve this selector. I'm planning to make it big over here, where the names are small squares and the documentation is on the side. So as you click around, you see what it does, and you think, is that the one I need? And there will be a search field on the top where you can search for certain keywords which are either in the title or in the documentation. I want to make it much more convenient. Right now this select here is really inconvenient, but this is just a rant. So let's find handcache. Does it start with handcache? Maybe I don't see it and it's obvious. Get handcache address. This is it. This is the task that we want. So we are simply gonna pass the handle to this thing, and it's gonna convert it and give us the actual address. So it automatically goes with my handle. Why? Because I like to get tips. I like free money. But we should change it. So how do we do that? Let's see. We have the for each handle, which will return, which will output item and index, and the item is going to be the string, I believe, but let's just check. Whenever something like this, whenever this tool is used, there is going to be a lot of documentation reading, which is why the documentation is conveniently right next to you. So the link comes from the regex filter. So let's go to the regex filter, any filter, doesn't matter, we just need the documentation. So yes, each one is going to be the match, the string itself. So we just need to say item. So let's go to the get hand cache address, and over here we'll create a template. In this template we'll have just item. This is what the for each is outputting. And let's not propagate the origin event. We don't need too much data, we don't need extra noise. So once again, let's check if it's configured well. It is. So link, let's make a link. So we need a link from, and I think this one will actually be a control link and not yes, this is a control link. It's not present in the event links. Let's go over here instead. Get hand cache address, and this comes from for each handle add. Now let's check the diagram. Does it still look good? Does it still make sense to us? Yes. Now the control links have different visualization. This is simply to specify that the event doesn't actually go inside this code, the JSON event. So over here we have two branches. One branch will output Bitcoin addresses one by one, and the other branch will output Bitcoin addresses in an array. So we need to split this one as well. Yet another for each. I might need to come up with a way to make splits easier, because this for each scheme, while it works, it's getting a bit annoying. So I'll try to come up with a way to make the splits easier, because they're such a common operation. Okay, so we created the for each. Now let's say for each b address, because that's what it is. Do you get where this is going? We are configuring this so that we get addresses from Twitter, and then we're gonna tip people who ask to get tipped automatically. And the great part about this is that it can be run by many people. It doesn't have to be only me. I can just share this JSON file, I can share the script needed to run it, and people can run it. That simple. Okay, so we need to connect the for each both in the parameters, in the options, and also in a link. So let's go to the proper branch. Regex filter b address. This one outputs regex matches. So we copy this, we go to the for each b address, and we say, oh yeah, by the way, in the for each you can just say range 5, and that would simply produce 5 events. This way you can make something repeat 5 times, because why not? In some cases you might need exactly that. So save. As I said, these patterns, these templates, like this one here, this is just Python code. Obviously the outer layers, these things get ignored, but whatever is inside is simply evaluated as Python code, and the events become the global environment, the global variables for that Python code. So it's quite easy to learn. A lot of people already know it, they don't even need to learn it. Okay, now we need, actually, did I save this? I always forget if I save stuff, so I like to save them again. Now let's go to the links and create a link. This is going fast. I expected it to be a bit slower. So we need a link from regex b filter to the for each b address. So for each b address from regex filter, this one, regex filter b address. These ones are not ordered alphabetically. I need to fix that. I'll do that eventually. I'll fix it. Okay. And now it's getting to look even better. Okay, let's go back to items. We already have the same output on both branches. This one is producing the same thing as this one. However, they are producing it in a different format, which is a bit problematic. We might have to duplicate once more. Let's see. Do we actually have to duplicate? So this one is the for each b, and this one is the get hand cache address. So let's see what this one returns. I expect it to return something, yeah, receiving address and public key. Unfortunately, actually no, we can totally do that in a single script. Because the templates are so powerful, it's basically everything in Python, we can simply say if that variable here is present, select that. If not, select the other variable. It's a bit longer script, but I won't have to duplicate agents this way. Again, this is something that I'll probably need to make easier in the future, but for now I'll just do what I can do. So let's go to wallet send. Let's create an agent that sends from a wallet, and this is where we need this wallet. We can have, for now there are only two wallets, either BitSV or Bitcoin SV with RPC. This is the Python library, this is just RPC calls to local node. In both cases they automate money. And over here we can have other ways to interact with Bitcoin, or we can have tokens. We can have a wallet for tokens. For example, wallet for a specific token that is specialized, or general wallet for tokens that requires a bit more configuration, a bit less easy to use. However, still quite easy. If we go to the BitSV, its options are empty. That's because it doesn't really need any configuration. It only needs a secret variable. I'll explain what secret variables are a bit later. Actually, I'll explain right now. Secrets are just configurations that shouldn't be part of the JSON file that is the scenario. They are separate. The whole idea is some variables are important, such are passwords, private keys, anything that is sensitive, that is private. And in order to keep this data safe, it is not included in the JSON scenario itself, in the representation of this graph. Instead, it is included separately. It's included as what's the word? Sorry. Instead, it is included as a separate file. That is, once again, it's also JSON, but that doesn't really matter. It's just a place where we store the variables so that they're safe. That's it. I overcomplicated it. So let's go to the links and create a wallet link, because wallet send, if we look at the errors that we see, this one needs a wallet. So let's give it a wallet. Add. Then let's also connect it to the proper place in the chain. So it needs a connection, and it can be connected either by a schedule, by event, or by control. So if we go to the items to actually see the options of this wallet send, we see that it accepts amount, and this is amount in Bitcoin, and recipient, which is just a Bitcoin address. This is interesting because it lets us choose how to run it. We can schedule it and we can make regular payments, and that would be extremely easy. I can just select here, for example, every hour, every 12 hours, every day, every 2 days, once every month. I can select that and it will run that often. However, that's not what I want now. So instead, we're going to create links. This really works a lot better on a bigger screen. Actually, maybe if I do this, yes, that's a bit better, isn't it? I didn't think of that until now. Okay, so let's go to the links. And we need a link from this and this to the wallet send. So let's create the first one first. This will be a control link, not event link. So we go into the wallet send and we select get hand cash address, add, and this will create one of the links, but we need the other as well. So let's select again to the wallet send, but this time from for each B address, add. Good. Now let's look at the diagram. How does it work? Is it still readable? Does it make sense? It's getting a bit tight, but we see that both of these chains of events end up in the wallet send. Wonderful. So now let's go to make some more checks. So we need to go to the items and we need to configure this so that if there is a receiving wallet, then we assume that this is coming from here, from the get hand cash address, and if there is not, we assume it's from the for each. So to do that, we're gonna go to the get hand cash address option and select this string, and then in the wallet send we're gonna need to write a bit longer template, a bit longer query. Let's try it out. And actually for these cases it's good to do that in a terminal. So instead I'm gonna open a terminal and enter a Python environment to make sure that I'm writing correct code. Sometimes it's easy, but this time not so easy. bpython is just a tool that gives me colorful Python with autocomplete in the terminal. So we are gonna make a variable called receiving address, and we're gonna say this is just a string that is 3 Fs. Enter. And then we start writing our template. Okay, I think that this will be work as our template. Globals in Python simply returns all variable names, all variables in the global environment in Python, and in the evaluation here, the globals will contain whatever is in the events. So if there is such a variable, then return that variable, else return item. I really love Python because it lets me write stuff like this. So let's just test it out. Result is FFF. And now let's restart this and try with item and the same condition. Okay, so let's see what result evaluates to. Result. Enter. It works. Okay, so this is the template that we're gonna need for the automation. Let's close the terminal. And over here, instead of the address, I'm simply gonna write like this. It's a bit longer, but still meaningful. And then in the amount field, we obviously don't need to say pi bitcoins. We need to say it just a bit. So I'm gonna write 0.001. And this should be fine. I think this should be fine. And let's just change the name. Let's say wallet sent tip, because this is tipping. Okay, is that enough? Is that enough? Well, let's see what event is produced here. It's just writing success or failure. Okay, so we cannot really do a lot with this. It's not really anything that fancy, that interesting, so I'm gonna end the diagram here. Why is this not loading? Huh. Let's refresh. Huh. The charts are not working. Just a moment. Okay. So I have an error in the JSON parse. I probably didn't escape something. Yes. So things like that happen sometimes. There are a lot of errors to fix. And I need more time. So what is wrong here? Oh yes, the quotes. I ended the quote by mistake. This is because while I'm writing Python inside this template, it is still a string in a JSON. So I need to be careful of stuff like quotes and so on. I will definitely make this appear as an error later. I'll definitely make it visible. I can just change the image to you have an error in this JSON over there. Something like that. Okay. So instead, okay, let's remove this, and now we have the diagram once again. It is looking good, and that's actually it. That's the whole bot. I can make many other types of bots, many other types of configurations, but I'm not gonna demonstrate all of them now. Obviously I don't have the time. I already talked for about an hour, so I think it's time to show how to actually run this, how to actually use it, because that's the interesting part, isn't it? Actually, wait, let's add one more. Let's add just one more, which is, I'm gonna say email sent. I want to send an email every time I tip somebody. To notify myself I tipped this address, because why not? I mean, obviously that's unneeded. Actually, just trust me that I can do that. It's really easy. I'm not gonna do extra needed stuff, but I can just attach here email sent, or I can upload to the metanet. I can say, for example, this one makes it really easy. I just say connect to this event, and whatever you receive as event, publish it as JSON on the blockchain. Sure, why not? Later I'm planning to add encrypted operators, I'm planning to add other cool stuff. There is a lot of improvement possibility. So this is the whole configuration. Let's download it. Let's finally run this thing. So I'm gonna click save, and I'm gonna save it on the desktop. Done. That's it. Now we need a terminal. For now it's not graphical, it's not interactive in any way. That is something that I'm planning to improve later. This is one of the tools that the Pipecache organization is going to provide. Tools to make this process more interactive, more simple for users. For now it's just gonna be scripts. So let's write scripts. First we write pipecache, and let's just write pipecache. It's already installed from PIP, from PyPI actually. That's how you pronounce it, from the Python packages. And it says that I don't have the S option, which is the path to the scenario. So let's add S. Actually, let's first navigate to the desktop. Now let's do the same. Oops. Okay. Pipecache S is scenario JSON. And now it will not work. Let's enter and it will break. It broke because it doesn't have bit.sv key. Oh, what's that? That's a secret. I told you that there are secret variables. So let's get the help and see what we can do here. Okay, so we can provide secrets path, which is just the location to the secrets. And I already have some secrets prepared. This is intentional because I knew that I will be recording video, and since I'm recording video I cannot just write my private keys and everything out in the open. Instead I am simply I have prepared this file in advance. However, let's create a new one. So we have this option here, create secrets file, and it will create or print a secrets file with blank fields. So if you need to write the secrets, this makes it much easier. So let's do that. Boom, and it simply wrote a JSON in the console with these values. So access token, bit.sv key, consumer key. These things are for Twitter. So you need to have Twitter automation enabled. You need to create an application for that automation. You need to get the keys. Actually, this one is for Bitcoin, but these three and this one, these are for Twitter. And then this is just a private key. Any private key that has money will do. So I'm going to store that into an empty file, just like this. Bam. And from here you just write. You just enter your information. It stays local on your disk. Nobody touches it. And that's it. I'm not gonna fill that. Actually, I'm gonna delete the file. Instead, let's select the help again, because we need to specify our file that exists over there, my file with the secrets. So the right name is secrets path. Okay, and I need to specify the actual path, so it's my secrets.json. What's that? Announcement. Yeah, just if you have questions. I don't really have questions. I'm hoping that by the end of this video, when I publish everything, people will have questions for me, not the opposite. So let's just enter, and it's running. In 1 minute it's going to what's that, 401. Is it not connected right? I'm not sure. Okay, this is not right. It's not supposed to print 401. I'm guessing that this is some connection problem to Twitter, simply because I'm in a hotel lobby with crappy Wi-Fi, and I don't know. Okay. It will suck if I cannot demonstrate how this works. I demonstrated how to build it, but I want to actually I have this prepared. This is a public key for the private key. I want to actually send some money here. Please don't send money. Please do not send money. I'm gonna delete the private key. I'm not gonna collect any money you send here, so do not. So my plan was to just put something here, demonstrate how, for example, I go on Twitter and I write a tweet with this tag, and I end up sending to myself, just to show how I onboard myself. Just saying give me BSV, and BSV appears. However, I have technical problems. Let's just try again, but okay. So this is the same. It 141 again. This is really strange, because I have configured. I thought at least that I configured Pipecache to give me more information when it's logging. Logging is supposed to look like this, and this is some print. This is just code to print. So let's instead. Oh, I know what this is. So if we go back up, the very start, this one, stream listener, this one does prints. So if something is not right with the listening of the stream, then it will print like this. Okay, let's change it then. So give me BSV is not gonna be a hashtag. It's just going to be a word. Let's see if that will make it work. I have never tested this with hashtags, and maybe it's not supposed to work with hashtags. Maybe it only works with words. So save, and this is done. Let's download it again. I'll just replace the previous file like this. Save, replace, and I'm going to run once again. So first go to desktop and try to run it. Please run. 401. I have no idea what this is. I have tested this agent, obviously, but that was in Bulgaria, and now I'm in Doha, in Qatar, so I don't know. Okay, unfortunately I won't be able to demonstrate how this works. I don't have enough time to figure it out. I have to get up very soon, so barely have enough time to upload this video to YouTube, to wrap everything together, to add the scripts and publish it as a hackathon result. So I'm really sorry, there won't be a demonstration. If you manage to make it run on your computer, then you can demonstrate it for yourself. That would be cool, but unfortunately I cannot do that. Okay, let's just close this and stop the video. Ah, of course. Since this is a pitch talk, since the whole idea is to pitch this idea to you, the judges, I'm gonna say a few words about where this is going. So let's make myself more visible. Okay. So Pipecash is intended as a business. Pipecash is intended as something that will provide automation for business purposes. So it can be automation in it can be in a shop, for example. It can be the connection between a legacy system for ERP, for management of cash registers and so on, and it can be the thing that connects to, for example, POP terminal, POP by hand cash, or any other terminal. It can simply display a QR code on a tablet by connecting to that tablet through some API. It can do other stuff. It can, for example, the company I work in right now is called Milestone Systems. It handles security systems. It handles surveillance cameras. And in there, it's actually pretty important to have some sort of proofs when checking the recordings. For example, there can be proof that the video was not tampered. In order to do that, they simply need to publish, for example, one hash every minute for every camera for every minute of video. And there can also be whole videos uploaded to the blockchain in order to prove that somebody did indeed steal something. And all of this needs to be encrypted and private. At the same time, it needs to be in the public ledger so that it provides proper proof. So all of that can be done. Pipecash doesn't yet support encrypted uploads, but my other tool, Bitsend Link, that one supports encrypted uploads. So I obviously have a bit of experience with that. I'll add it soon to Pipecash as well. Then I plan to have the Pipecash organization, that website that I showed you before. From there, I'm gonna publish a bunch of integrations, a bunch of actors, agents for Pipecash, which are not open source or open source-ish. They're gonna be closed source and paid. I want to make profit from this. I want to make profit from integrations. I want to make profit from custom development. Whenever somebody or some company says, we want this automated, but we don't want to do it ourselves, gladly, I'll do that. I'll take the money, please. I want to make it extremely easy to automate all types of tasks, and I want to professionalize this project. Right now, this is a hobby project. This obviously automates Twitter, automates email. It's for hobbies. I want to professionalize it, and in order to do that, I need to spend a lot more attention to this. I need to make it my full-time job. And this is why I'm making this pitch meeting, this pitch video. I want investment. I want money. I want to work with you. And this project is my plan to do that. I was thinking just to ask for your help to make this a company and to make it succeed. That is all. Thank you for watching this whole video. I hope you didn't scroll by, you didn't cheat, and you saw what my actual intention of Pipecash is, how it works, and what the details are. And I hope I impressed you. I really hope I impressed you, even though the demo didn't work. There are a lot of reasons it might not work. I think somebody just broke a few plates. So there are a lot of reasons it might not have worked. Hello. Just a moment. Hello. Say hello. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep talking here now. So There are a lot of reasons it might not have worked. It might just be a network thing because I'm in a completely different country. I have no idea. Maybe the hotel is blocking me. 401, I don't remember what that code was. Maybe. Anyway, I don't have time to check that. I really don't have time. If I did have time, I would have published this. If I would have fixed it and published it. It's okay. Up. No, that one is not okay. Bye bye. So, sorry, no demo. But anyway, I hope I impressed you anyway. And please spend some time, watch the other videos I released. I released more than 3 hours of different videos talking about Pipecache, explaining how to use it, explaining how to extend Pipecache, explaining what Pipecache is, what the plans for the future is. Definitely watch the video with the plans for the future. Actually, I'll just show it. I won't play it for you, I'm just gonna show which video. Over there I explain what? This is an old laptop and it's behaving really strangely sometimes. Okay. It's loading. The internet is really slow here. I'm even worried that I might not have time to upload this video before it's time to go, before it's time to leave the hotel. That's how pressed I am with time. Okay, so let's go to the channel and in videos, this one, the future of Pipecache. I really want you to see this video. The others are optional. The others I just explained stuff that most of which you already saw. You saw how Pipecache is used, you saw how to design a bot. Actually, the bot I'm designing here is much simpler than the one I designed for you. However, please watch this one. I explain how I plan to make money with Pipecache. And if you get interested, send me an email. My email is aleks@bitcoinsofia.com. Let me just write it for you. It will also be in the description of this video. This is my email. It will be linked in. It will be mentioned in the description of the video itself. And no, don't take my headset. So it will be in the description video itself. Just write me a message. And my plan is in the next few months to have Pipecache being used for hobby projects, to have it used for Twitter bots, Telegram bots. I plan to add Telegram integration, Discord integration, stuff like that, just to make people use it so that bugs will be found. I have definitely left bugs, it's unavoidable, and I want to have this test period where it's only used for hobby projects, so that these hobby projects can check if I left some really bad bugs. I want to fix all of that, and then I'm going to start going seriously. I'm going to start writing integrations with big companies. I want to write integrations with specialized companies that do one thing and do it great. The company I work for right now, it's exactly like that. There are many others. And once I get there, my plan is to start selling these integrations as plugins for the other system. At the same time, plugins and solutions and scenarios in Pipecache itself can also be sold. The JSON file I created right now. Just a moment. Actually, I just realized that you didn't see. I was writing my email and you didn't see it because I was covering the screen with myself. Sorry about that. So this is my email, aleks@bitcoinsofia.com. So let's go down. This JSON file that I created right now, this is a program and it can be sold. Whoever created it has the rights about it. He has the right to sell it. He has the right to earn money from it. So it is actually possible to do exactly that. I plan to have a market eventually where people will just publish this chart here, or maybe even something simple. They can use this chart or they can use something simple. Doesn't really matter. So let's save image as well. I'm gonna be publishing this as part of my solution anyway. What happened? I need a shorter name. So just graph. Doesn't matter, some name. So people will publish some explanation about what their configuration does, and they would actually sell this, and others would buy it and would simply click a button and it would start running. This is my idea of Pipecache. Pipecache will automate tasks. It would automate anything that you do yourself. It would obviously not automate stuff for customers. It can, but once again, it's not directly. It's not for making apps. It's not for making websites. It is for tasks. However, what matters is that it is lightweight. It is designed for Bitcoin. Every agent, as I showed you, has the potential to use a wallet, and then you can simply replace the wallet and make the agent work the same way. It shouldn't matter if the wallet is sending Bitcoin or if it's sending something else. It could be sending tokens representing gold. Why not? So these are some of my ideas of where Pipecache is going, and I feel like I talked more than enough. I don't want to waste too much of your time, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching all of this. Bye.